Good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Mike.
Mike. All right, well, it's 3 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and get started and might have some more people pop on. But thank you all for joining us this afternoon for our Tampa Bay Area University Community Traffic Safety Team meeting. Happy November. Hope you all had a safe and happy Halloween if you chose to celebrate. So we'll get started with some brief introductions. So I'm Kathleen Koviak, your chair of this committee, and I work at the University of South Florida, and I oversee our substance use prevention programming within the Center for Student Wellbeing. Our vice chair, she's not able to be here today. She's at a conference, so but that's Katie Godwin at the University of Tampa. And I guess if it's easiest, I can just kind of identify people from our participant list. So we'll start with Susan.
Hi, Susan Boda with Benish. We're transportation engineers and planners.
And Brandon.
Hi, I'm Brandon Drawhorn with the Department of Transportation Safety Office.
George.
Hey, good afternoon. George Edmiston. I'm with Benish.
You have Haley.
Hi, I'm Haley. I'm a student over at USF, and I'm currently Kathleen's intern at the Center for Student Wellbeing.
Thanks for joining us, Haley. Julie.
Hello, Julie Bond with Center for Urban Transportation Research.
And Martin.
Hi, Marty Sorrentino with the University of Tampa, energy manager here, and I'm filling in for Katie Godwin today.
Great, thank you, Marty. Janice.
Hi, everyone. Janice Martinez, Law Enforcement Liaison for DOT District 7.
Michael White.
Michael White. I'm the corporal over the nighttime traffic and DUI squad for the City of Tampa Police.
Lori.
Lori Paleo, JMT.
Melissa.
Hey everybody, I'm Melissa Shepard with JMC.
And Mike Zen.
Mike Zen, your CTST program manager for FDOT District 7.
Great, and looks like we just had a couple more people hop on. You, Jane.
Hi, Yu Zheng. Good afternoon. Yu Zheng from USF.
Thanks for joining us. And Ellen's here as well.
Hi, Ellen Snelling from Tampa Alcohol Cult.
Thanks, Ellen. Glad you could make it. Did I miss anybody? Excellent. So thank you all again for being here. We'll get started with just going over our minutes from our October meeting when we were able to be in person at the Florida Department of Transportation. So we'll just pull those up, and or if you have them from the invite that Melissa sent out, you're welcome to just scroll through those and let us know if there's anything that did not get recorded accurately.
Kathleen, I'd like to make a motion to approve as read.
Great. Thank you, Mike, for your motion. Would anybody like to second that motion?
I'll second it.
Great. Thank you, Janice. All right. So the October minutes are now approved. So we'll move into our business updates with our problem identification. We have this spot on North Boulevard. I know when Katie messaged the other day, she mentioned that the pedestrian patterns there are kind of leveling off for this semester, and that the construction is continuing through the end of the semester there. So I think they're just going to kind of monitor and see how it goes. But if there's any other updates there, please feel free to jump in. All right, so that looks like it's going to stay as is. And then we had some discussion about this area in the past too, that Cass Street entrance. Last time we talked about a temporary pedestrian gate being opened due to construction in that area. So potentially they'll see if that's kind of a at least interim fix. But if there's other points of discussion there, let us know.
Katie, I have nothing new on it, so.
Okay. Yeah, so hopefully that gate is helping with that situation over there, and students are crossing where they need to. And then we have the HCC campus, that Lowest Avenue. Last time we didn't have any updates, and I'm not sure if that's still the case. If Paige was able to provide any further follow-up from that.
I did not hear anything from her this time.
Okay.
All right, so it sounds like that's still kind of as is with the students crossing there.
Yeah, I think, was it Paige or somebody was supposed to check into that and get back with us? Yeah.
I think so. I think she's on that Drew Park.
Yeah, she's on, yeah, with Vision Zero or something like that. I'll reach out to city and see if I can get any update on that. I have a thing I'm doing tomorrow is over in that area, so I'll see if I can reach out to her then.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you. And then the last two, these were brought up last meeting in the USF area. So Officer Marchesano mentioned that there were a couple nighttime crashes in the area. Oh, there's Officer Marchesano and Bailey. So that area by Bruceby Downs and Holly not being very well lit, and some leading to drivers potentially not being able to see very well, and crashes as a result. So any updates there, Officer Marchesano or anybody else?
I put a work order in to update the lighting there. It's kind of dark. So I put a work order to update it. And I can see kind of the progression. So somebody's got it and somebody's assigned to it. How far it goes from there, that's the only part I don't know. It's the only part I don't know. But the wheels are moving on that. So that to me, that's progress at least, because they could have just been like meh and ignored it. So at least somebody's assigned to it and they're working on it. That's what I'm told.
Well, thank you for doing that, and sounds promising that at least other people's eyes are on that, and things are in motion. So yeah, hopefully we get some more updates on that next time too. And then lastly was some crosswalks that might be helpful in the area by an apartment complex on Bruce B. Downs, the IQ apartments. So potentially working with the county to put that in. I know there's some construction as well in that area with some kind of lanes going in. So I'm not sure if anything else has been discussed about that.
I'll send you a county contact. And he can direct you to maybe somebody that knows about that entire project.
Okay, yeah, that'd be helpful. Happy to follow up with.
Yeah, that's Robert Campbell, in case I forget his name.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, if they need any assistance from us, tell them we'd be more than happy to work with them if they want to go have these on something. So it's right there.
Right, yeah, with it being kind of right on the border of campus there. Excellent. So those are the problem identifications as we have them. Would anybody like to bring forth any additional areas that have come up as problems? All right, doesn't sound like it this time, so that's always good. So then we'll jump into our activity reports. So we'll start with our law enforcement folks. Any updates that you all would like to share?
There's on campus, it's the same thing as far as I think we have something coming up either at the end of November or the early December on bicycle safety, believe it or not. I'm very excited because I have a corporal who actually wants to work with me. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to have like an operation at night where we're going to just be going out to and stopping everybody on bicycles, those who don't have lights, and kind of educating them and letting them know there is a statute number that that says they have to have lights on the front and the back, and they're not just the reflective, cute little reflective ones. And then start going around campus and pushing for that. So that's one of our big things that we're going to have coming up. But as far as crashes are concerned, all I would say to you is that they are steady. And the most that we're having right now on campus is probably in our garages. Unfortunately, like hit and runs where people back out, they're like, oh, I backed into a car. Maybe I should just drive away. And we've been having an increase or an uptick in that as well. So just wherever you park, make sure that you know where you park. And I always tell people where you park, make sure you take a picture of where you park, just so A, you remember, and B, not saying that the car next to you will be the car that hit you, but at least know where your area is first. So that's it.
Nicole, Kathleen, let me ask Nicole a question. When you decide to do this nighttime gig that you're talking about, going out and approaching the bicyclist, not attacking, approaching, can you let us know? I mean, myself or either Julie Bond, who works there at Cutter, we can team up with you and help you out with that campaign.
That would be awesome because I'm using your bicycle lights
Yes,
for promo.
I know, but I mean, we're willing to come out and help educate. We do our.
That is cool.
Yeah, Julie does a lot of outreach programs on bike and ped safety. So,
okay,
and it's right there in her back door. So,
heck
Yes.
That's
And this
awesome.
is Julie. Yes, we can just shoot me an email. We can come help you. We've got some other safety items and some other, things that we can provide. But yeah, I'd love to come out too personally with you one of these nights.
That is awesome. Okay, I will let the powers that be know so we can get a final date and time, and I will send that email to you. That's awesome.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome, great connection, and thanks for that update, Nicole. Others from law enforcement?
Yeah, this is Tampa. We're going to be running some traffic operations up near UT. We've had a lot of complaints of speeders and aggressive drivers on Kennedy. We're also addressing as with dealing with Mike Zen there with the wrong way driver problem there, Soho, that outside of campus, but it directs directly affects obviously all the college kids that hang out in Soho. As far as crashes going, it's Tampa. A lot of crashes all around the campuses. We had 2 fatals in the last couple days, not directly near any of the campuses. Well, kind of close. We had one just this morning at Hillsborough and Habana near Lois, which is kind of close to HCC. And then we had another one a few days ago, kind of near UT, but far enough away. It was West Shore and Kennedy area. Both of those were pedestrians crossing outside the crosswalk. My understanding is the one from last night was an intoxicated male that appeared to intentionally be playing Frogger with the cars and lost. So those are the only 2 fatals that we have going over the last week that are close to college campuses. And that's all I have.
Appreciate that update. Janice?
So I was with USFPD yesterday, and they have some new command staff that's going in, and that they brought some new people on board, and they are going to get their traffic unit back going with hopefully soon, a little new initiative going on there. And I am happy, kind of sad to report that they did have 3 DUI arrests last month that happened on campus by USFPD. TPD is a little harder to kind of get that data because everything they do just correlates back to the city, where USFPD actually is a separate entity. So they were able to actually have 3 that came from campus.
Thanks for that update, Janice. Yeah, DUIs have been really high. Go ahead,
Also,
Nicole.
I feel like if they're on the borders of campus, we also take those as well. So I know when they give you stats, if it's something like on Fletcher and Genshaft, they'll take it because they'll say that, well, it's within the 1,000 feet rule. So we're going to accept that as a stat too. Just so
Yeah,
just so you know.
that came from CBT. So those were the central breast testing stats that come through there. So those are who actually booked them into the jail. So whether it's catch and release or catch and hand off to somebody else, I was just happy to see some activity that was coming out of there. Happy and sad. I mean, I wish it wasn't happening, but at least they're getting caught.
Yeah, the other thing is on for our night shifts, we've had a slew of issues with having like low staff. So I'm glad, like one of our night shifts guys, he is a DRE. Like they just made him a DRE, and it's ridiculously hard to do that. Go through that entire process, and now he's got new people on the squad that are like, we'll do DUI. So he's like, yes. So we're finally getting that not excitement, but that excitement to educate and actually go and do more patrol. So.
Right. So one of the interesting things that I came out of my meeting yesterday was I didn't realize just how young the students are that are on campus now. I mean, sometimes 16, 17 that are floating around there through campus. So we just got some new teen driving materials that came out, which incorporates the graduate driver's license when you can and you cannot. I just dropped some off to USFPD yesterday. Mike, if you want some of those, I can get some over to you or anybody else at UT campus as well. But there was no impaired driving references in any of these teen driving materials, which I thought was very interesting. And their thoughts on that were, well, you can't drink till you're 21, so that doesn't incorporate teen driving. And so I feel like we need to meet in the middle somewhere. So maybe we'll bring this up, somewhere between the Impaired Driving Coalition and the Teen Coalition, that we don't put our head in the sand and just say these teens aren't drinking on campus, which, we know that they are.
Oh, they are. And it's funny that they didn't bring, I don't know who you're giving the material to, if it's Aristides, who are you giving the material to, but we also focus on the .02 and a lot of the new officers, they don't understand that. I'm like, oh, it's still a law. You know what I mean? The .02, you'll bring your PBT out and they can still blow. And if you feel like you're not going to arrest them, at least honing in on the 17 to 20 years old, if they're the ones drinking, that give them that opportunity. So they still get in trouble. They still need to be educated. But
They agreed. So I just dropped a bunch of stuff off to Captain King yesterday. So if you want to get with him and see if there's any materials that you want more of, I can get you more of those. And I know Mike Zinn also has a whole bunch of new materials that he is in there as well, that I just got to see today. Sorry, Mike, to throw you under the bus. Sorry, not sorry.
No. I was going to chime in, and if Captain King runs out of materials and you're in a pinch, Nicole, like Janet just said, I do have different materials here as well. Okay. And the next time Janice comes here, I'll get some of her materials so that we can keep it supplied here, so it's right across the street from you.
Thank you. Thank you, Janice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are there any information on potentially like where the people are that are, especially the DUIs that happen on campus, like if they were at a certain establishment beforehand or if they were just at like a house party or something like that? Is that information that's collected?
So, I love that you asked that. And we had actually started collecting that data again, because that is one of the questions that Central Breast Testing does do on your intake form. It asks where your last drink was so that we can collect that. And I haven't seen that in a couple months, but Sergeant Bell came to our idea meeting yesterday, so I can ask him to start forwarding that so we can get a good idea. And sometimes people tell us and sometimes they don't. But at least we can know then where to focus our efforts. I know, Mike White will tell you that, Soho is always a big popular one down there. As far as where they came from on campus, I'd be curious to know as well.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
I think,
This
yeah.
is Ellen.
Yeah, go ahead,
I just
Ellen.
wanted
I was
to-
gonna throw you under the bus now, Ellen, because you've been dealing with that for a long
All right,
time.
so I have mental telepathy. Yeah, I think that's a great question, Kathleen. And we used to have the data more regularly, like the top 10 list and where the bar, which bars or convenience stores or whatever are serving the young people, or all ages. And so I think it's good data, especially from an educational standpoint, to get the law enforcement agency to go talk to the establishment where they're coming from. Because legally, for the most part, there's not something that can be done unless the person's under age 21 and the bar or club knew obviously they were under age 21. It wasn't like a great fake ID. So there's some stipulations, but other than that, if they're 21 or older, you can't legally usually hold the bars or clubs responsible. But they're usually very open to education, and it's great to use those stats for that reason.
Agreed, especially if it's the repeat same ones over and
Yes.
over and over again that we see.
And that's what happened with Ivy
last
year when there was several incidents and a couple of they drank it, the Ivy. And so Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office went out there last year and talked to them, and then they called back and asked for them to talk to them again this year. So that was really good.
Love that.
Excellent. Thank you for that discussion. Other law enforcement updates, anybody that we missed?
Yeah, Mike, Sergeant, are you still online?
I am, and thanks for the promotion. I'll take it.
Yeah, you're right, you're corporal. I just see stripes. Quick, like when you mentioned the fatalities that were near the campuses and anything, did the people look like they might have been college students?
They were not.
Okay.
The one from this morning, I talked to the detective this morning at my last meeting. He was older. More than likely based on the area that it is. I mean, we probably have a fatality a month over there, it seems like. But it generally tends to be a homeless population. And
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we already talked about the other one down there on West Shore. That was just a lady, and she was older as well. I think she was 30 something, I believe. They got hit by the car there in the early morning hours a couple nights ago.
All right. All right. And when your squad works up here in this area, I know you work the Soho quite a bit, based on a lot of conversations I had with you in the past, but do you have a squad that works up in the USF area as well, or even around HCC?
So my squad is citywide. I don't really restrict them from where they go, but they're going to go where the drunks are, and they know they're going to get the drunks. So they spend a lot of time in Soho, and they spend a lot of time in Ybor. There was a little while there I was forcing them to go up by USF. It just didn't produce the outcomes like Soho and Ybor does. We want bang for our buck. We want to get as many as we possibly can to deter it. Now, when I have grant guys out, I'll probably send some of my other guys further up into those areas. But I'm limited in the manpower that I have right now. So
Sure.
we target the areas that are the biggest ones. That doesn't mean patrol guys, they know to stop up there. And when they stop up there, they call us and we'll make the drive up there to do it. But they don't spend as much time up there. And again, when Grant comes back around in December, January, when I have more manpower out, I can definitely direct resources to where those issues may be happening.
Yeah, and I'm sure now that you're knowledgeable with the DRE right
I think
there.
I wanted to add in.
Yeah. Now, with the knowledge that we just gained today, that there's
So
a
this-
DRE on campus, so that may help out up in that area as well.
Yeah, all my guys are DREs with the exception of maybe 2. So I have a squad full of them. If they're ever needed by any other agency or anything else, my guys are always available.
All right.
Was there something you wanted to add to, Ellen? I think your feed might have been lagging.
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's a little broken up, but we can mostly make it out.
All right, I'll just wanted to add that there's a STOP grant from the Anti-Drug Alliance, and we're working with Temple Terrace Police and Tampa Police, and it's directly with underage drinking. So if you hear of any problem bars or convenience stores or anything around USF, just let me know, and we'll get together with the police and see if we can operations with them.
Great, thank you, Ellen. All right, anything else from law enforcement? All right, so then we'll transition into our bike and pedestrian report. So I know Nicole mentioned their outreach that they're doing. Julie, is there anything else from Cutter that you'd like to share?
Sure. We're continuing to do outreach in just different select locations. So again, if anyone needs assistance from us in doing outreach, you know, as Mike said, we can come out and help. We're finding, you know, some of the nighttime education and outreach we're doing is effective. So just, you know, please let me know if you have some areas on the university you want us to come help. And we are, well, of course, we have the event at HCC tomorrow. So we will be out there, I'm sure, with others, providing information for those students. I know Mike has a table and we have a table, so we'll be out there tomorrow, but we would love to come to any of the other universities and help you out. And we just completed a Traffic Skills 101 last week, and that's another class that we offer. So if anyone else is interested in Traffic Skills 101, we took a small group. We held the class at Cutter and we took a small group out and we did a road ride and we did traffic skills. And so they got their certificates for Traffic Skills 101. So, you know, if you're interested in something like that, let me know, because we do have outreach that we can help out at the other universities. And we have been doing it successfully at USF, but also HCC has been pretty active too. Oh, and the other thing is the Sprint for Safety was extended through November. So if any of you still need to upload your 5Ks or 1 mile walk, it's extended. We have quite a few hundred people signed up, but we decided just to let it, you know, go another month outside of Pedestrian Safety Month, which was October. And we have medals that came in waiting to do our medal ceremonies. We'll do one at USF and we're going to look and see in FDOT, of course. And so if you would like to still do your 5K, you will get a medal. You could join us in one of the medal ceremonies. So if there's anyone who wants to do a walk, I know DOT is going to do, I think Daniel's putting together a 3 mile walk, and then everyone who goes on that walk will just, you know, log their 5K to get a medal. But if anyone on USF wants to do kind of an unofficial walk, let me know and we can help host that.
That sounds great. Thank you, Julie. Anybody else have any reports related to bicycle pedestrian safety? All right. We'll take a, oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just want to mention that City of Tampa partially launched their citywide shared micromobility program. And the first phase is they add more kind of electric bicycles. So USF team will closely monitor the program and also will keep on collecting the injury and the crash data from the different sources. Of course, hopefully we do not receive any information. I wish, but periodically we will report to this committee about what we obtain.
That's great. Thank you, Yu. All right, so we can take a quick look at the fatal crash map that has been put together. Doesn't have those most recent ones, or I don't know if those were in the 1 mile radius that we track around each campus. But I believe since last meeting, there have been 2 new fatal crashes in that area around HCC. Those purple squares. Yes, thank you, Melissa, for pointing those out. So one kind of off of Dale Mabry with that black arrow indicating that someone was sideswiped. And then the arrow below that off of Columbus, it looks like, with the right angle, both of those involving vehicles. So don't have any more information on that. I don't know if others do, but looks like those were the 2 fatal crashes we pulled in those areas.
Real quick, guys, if there's something that you think that we should include with these maps, feel free to let us know, and we can see if we can incorporate in these maps if there's something that you're specifically looking for. Each one of those circles represents a mile around the campus, so we picked that mile because we assume that's the walking distance or bicycle distance from the campus area that some student may encounter issues at.
Other thoughts or points of discussion related to the fatal crash map?
I'm not, what did you say those 2 that you had? I'm aware of the one on Columbus, but you said there was one on Dale Mabry.
Looks like it's just off of Dale Mabry. I'm not sure what that crossroad is. This map doesn't give those side streets necessarily. Does anybody see what that road is or knows the area?
One was at MLK and Himes, and the other one was at Leroy and Matanzas. I don't know how you pronounce that. Matanzas.
Yeah, okay. But the other one, what was the first one? You said it looked like it was Dale Mabry and or MLK and Himes. You had one?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to look at the MLK and Himes one. That might have been when I was off.
And just so you know, Mike, that one that's down there off of Boy Scout in Manhattan.
I was on that one.
Yeah,
I was on that. That's one of like 3 this month.
Yeah, that's getting a traffic signal there. It's in the works. So.
Oh, finally. Yeah, we requested that. I think it was 2 years ago, trying to get something to make it so they can't turn left there.
Yeah, we're going to put a signal up, so
okay,
that's going to get an intersection improvement.
Okay, awesome. That's good.
MLK and Himes was August 24th. I don't know if that helps or not, but.
Okay, I'll research. I'm trying to pull it up now to see if I can pull it up.
That's good news about the traffic signal there at Boy Scout. That helps.
Okay, my computer froze. Welcome to City Equipment. I will find out exactly what that's at. But also, Mike, just so you know, before my computer froze, I looked up my calendar, and I actually have more manpower this weekend than I thought I was going to have. So I'll send some resources up to the USF area to make sure they they give that some attention up there for you, and I'll let you know what happens.
Yeah, yeah. Nicole will be happy to have all the help she can get. Bring dog treats. Bailey likes dog treats.
Oh, heck yes. If you're saying this weekend, I could get with the night guys that are working this weekend, and see if they can meet up with you. Cause again, if it's the right squad, they're all over that, so.
Okay, yeah, I'll probably send 1 or 2 units up there for, it'll probably be Friday, Saturday night. I'll probably be up there myself as well. But also just, put it out there. I know there's a lot of patrol type guys that don't like to work DUIs. Just let your people know that if they get one, even on campus, and as long as we have units available, we're more than happy to come up and work it for you.
That is perfect. Perfect. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you all. So lastly, we just wanted to save some time now for any additional announcements or updates that folks want to share. Happy to allow this time for you all to do that.
Well, if any of you are not doing anything tomorrow, you can come visit us HCC at their safety road fair. Del Mabry campus.
What's the time frame of that?
From 10 to 2, isn't it, Julie? I don't have my email in front of me.
Yes, it starts at 10 and I think it ends at 1 or 2.
Yeah, something like that.
So we'll be there.
Excellent. I know from our side of things at USF, doing some prevention work. We had a lot of events leading up to Halloween to do some education related to Halloween safety and DUI prevention. We had a meeting last week with some of our partners in student conduct and housing and things as well, and some issues or concerns were brought up with more students reporting using fake IDs. And so we're going to try to provide some additional awareness and education, especially just on the consequences of having a fake ID. It sounds like a lot of students don't realize how serious that can be if you're found caught with one of those, and having to potentially go to jail or things like that. So working with our partners in conduct to hopefully put some materials and campaigns out about that, and addressing that more heavily. It seems like it's been more of a problem this semester than I think previously.
I'm going to throw Ellen under the bus here. If you reach out to Ellen, she has a contact that maybe she can come on, help organize and come on campus there and go through the whole fake ID program that she had at her organization called TAC. You've been to TAC before, but it was an excellent program, and it shows all the various fake IDs, and you wouldn't know they're fake IDs. And the young lady that worked with us from SAD, she explained how the kids at high school are getting the fake IDs. They're sending all their information to some foreign country to have a license made, and they don't realize that now they've sent all their information to some other third world nation, and they wonder how computer thefts and everything else happens. So it's scary when you put your name out there in one of those countries. So it's not just the consequences of getting caught here, it's what you're putting out there in the rest of the world, especially those third world nations.
Absolutely.
But reach out to Ellen and see if she can get her contact.
Alcoholic beverage and tobacco agents.
Yep.
I don't know if you can hear me, but yeah, contact me if you want the ABT agents information.
Yeah, that might be helpful. Maybe we can put a little program together and on campus, and because I remember them bringing all of those IDs to the TAC meeting that showed all of the confiscated ones that have been collected. So could be helpful. other announcements, programs, anything going on that people want to share that's coming up in the coming month?
Janice, do we have any campaigns between now and December?
We don't, nothing official. Through the Thanksgiving week, it's buzz driving is drunk driving, and there's a big drug driving push, but there's nothing that we officially collect data on for Thanksgiving. Next one will be till 2 weeks before Christmas, be the 2 weeks before New Year's through Christmas.
Yeah, I know that Wednesday before Thanksgiving is that pig par night.
So it's oh gosh, what are they calling it? It's Blackout Wednesday. Is that what they call it? Yeah,
I've heard that.
Blackout. Yep, Blackout Wednesday, where everybody just gets obliviated the day before Thanksgiving on weed. So that's a big drug impaired driving push on that one for just a social norm.
Anyone else? All right, well, if not, then I'll just draw your attention to our next meeting being December 7th. So we'll be meeting virtually again at 3 p.m. So look forward to hopefully seeing you all again at that time. And if anything else comes up in the meantime, feel free to reach out and let us know if we can support you or anything that you want to share. So if I don't see you all, hope you have a great Thanksgiving holiday. And thank you again for your time and being a part of this group.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
Have a good week.
Kathleen. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a good
you.
weekend.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Take care.
Yeah, happy holidays, everybody.